Welcome to Advicta and our next installment. This week we'll be interviewing Steve Rowbotham on high-performing teams. Steve studied at the University of Durham before embarking on a very successful rowing career, competing in 2 Olympic Games and winning a medal in Beijing. A former Advicta placement, Steve joined Inc. Media in 2014 as a sales executive. In just 4 years, he became Chief Commercial Officer and he became head of the European business in 2019. Steve, thank you for joining us.
No, my pleasure, Stephen. Thank you very much for having me on. I'm very grateful.
Tell me, what age did you know you wanted to be an international rower, and what really fueled that ambition?
Yeah, sadly, I don't have this story that I woke up in the morning and wanted to be an Olympic athlete. I wanted to be a tennis player, and I realised I wasn't quite good enough at that. And then I wanted to be a rugby player. And again, I realised I wasn't quite good enough at that. And I fell into rowing at university really predominantly to lose weight and to meet women. And I lost weight and I didn't meet any women. But after my first year at uni, I carried it on and I got quite good at it quite quickly. And it was really in my second year at university that I realised that there was more to it. I always as a kid, I knew that I wanted to do something exceptional, that I wanted to pursue some dream, and particularly in sport. And rowing was that sport. It facilitated who I was and the dreams that I had in front of me. So I'm very grateful and very fortunate to have enjoyed a 13-year career in professional sport.
Looking back at your time within GB Rowing and the enormous success that has been enjoyed, what were the foundations that Jürgen Grobler established in order to drive both a high-performance environment and a winning culture?
Yeah, I think if I reflect on my career and reflect on the environment that I was part of for 13 years, there was lots of elements that were incredible, and equally there was a lot of elements that I would never want to replicate anywhere else. For me, Jürgen brought 2 things to the party. The first of all was a relentless attitude. It was just every single day, every minute of the day, we were looking to improve ourselves, looking to fulfill our potential. And there was never, ever, ever any let up. He's just got this incredible, relentless drumbeat of performance that he just won't let up. He just, regardless of whether you win or lose. And the second thing for me, that he just kept things so simple. You were just so clear, so focused on what you needed to do to get better, and he would pull in people enable you to do that. You knew at the start line of an Olympic final you were the better prepared, fitter, stronger athlete than anyone else. So it was just a matter of whether you could perform on your day.
And now, having moved very successfully into the business world, what ingredients have you looked to replicate within Inc.? Secondly, if you were to offer advice to other managers, what tips could you advise, in terms of how to go about building a winning culture?
Yeah, I mean, look, there were a lot of the obvious things like drive, discipline, ambition, goal setting. Those are, when you go into talking to people or interviewing, naturally any athlete can bring that to the party. All right. The big thing for me was a shift from a focus of myself, being selfish. Sport was all about me. It was all about my performance of preparing myself for that moment when I got to sit at the start line of the Olympic final in Beijing and win my medal. And in business, it was a shift from that to other people, right? It was all about, helping them reach their potential as a leader within my business. So the biggest thing that I found, the lesson that I learned, is that, at the time in sport, I felt that defined me. I felt that I was Steve Rowbotham, the Olympic athlete. I was Steve Rowbotham, the Olympic medalist. And I went through a tough time after sport and, redefining myself. And I quickly realized that rowing didn't define me, that I actually defined myself. And if I brought myself to the table every single day, again, with that relentless nature that Jürgen gave us, I could get to wherever I wanted to in whatever environment that I was in. And I think that that's a really, really important thing from sport into the business world. We as athletes can achieve literally anything that we want when we put our mind to it, but it's important that we be ourselves. And in terms of, managers, etc., bringing and setting up a high performance culture, again, for me, it's just about people. What I tend to do is I tend to reverse engineer any situation. I have a vision, a goal, and ambition of what I want to achieve. and then I'll build the team that enables me to achieve that and set up the culture within that team, the values, the daily disciplines and behaviours in order to reach our goals and our ambitions.
Well, Steve, thank you for your time. This was absolutely fascinating, learning about your background, your experiences and advice, and best of luck for the future.
Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you very much.
Thank you.